part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. My guest this week is comedian and pitmaster Dave Williamson. He is heading out on his own tour that he put together himself. It's so cool, so inspiring, and just so neat that he found his niche. He's hitting San Diego, Fort Worth, Memphis, Boston, Aurora, Mishawaka, Indiana, Hernando, Missouri, Denver, Boulder, Grand Junction, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, and Bakersfield, California. And he'll probably add cities in between all the way. He's going around the country in a trailer, going to barbecue shops. It's just so awesome. We had a couple little glitches with Zoom in the middle or throughout, but hopefully you'll be able to make your way through it. We've all been through glitchy Zoom. But, yeah. I can't wait to have you hear how excited he is about this tour. And, it really comes out how much he cares about this stuff, and he's putting it all together. So please enjoy Dave Williamson.
I think this is up your alley. So you'll appreciate this as a show producer. I feel like all the shows I've produced in LA have really prepared me for putting a tour together and being a producer of doing these shows on the road in such an aggressive manner that I'm doing it. The problem is I'm rusty as a performer right now. I haven't done a headline set, very often the past year. So it's already difficult when you're wearing both hats of a producer, promoter, and a performer. It's especially hard right now when I got to really concentrate on doing a good job as a performer right now.
Yeah. It's a lot. You got to get really good at compartmentalization, I think. Do one at a time. Do one at a time and turn the others off when it's time. You know what I mean? Knowing what to be
you got to control what you can control while you can control it. And then once shit's going, you do the best you can, man. You go on fly, and if something doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You might have been able to get 70 people. You only were able to get 60 people there, but you're gonna have a great show regardless. There's always gonna be those people you miss because you were doing other stuff, but that other stuff was important for the 60 people that did show up. Otherwise, you would have put on a bad show for them.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably, with your, fan base, find somebody that would love to help you do some of that shit too. You know what I mean?
I definitely have people, man. I have some great friends in town who have stepped up and helped me out. And, Dave Yates and Maddie Stocks and my neighbor, Genesis Jackson, and my wife and J.R. Hall, my buddy down the street is a camera guy, and John Wynn, my pal, who's a great comic here in town. Those are all people that pitch in and do that kind of stuff for me, man, for sure. I'm bringing two film students with me.
That's awesome,
dude. Two film students. Yeah, they just graduated, and I've gotten to be friends with them over the past, 6 months or so through some of the stuff they're doing, and it just worked out. Where you guys want to go with me on this? They're like, we are in. So
that's so dope, dude.
Helping me out, by coming and shooting content. Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, so for people that don't know, I'll put an intro on the front to say who you are and stuff, but I'm so happy for you, man. This is so perfect, and it's going to be so awesome. So, say whatever you want about it. I know you're just saying the same shit over and over again probably now, but it's just whatever, dude, just relax, chill, whatever you want to say. I'm on board, but my 12 listeners are going to make a big difference, and they're unique. So,
man, I think it's just like doing a show. Sometimes the small shows can have a big success than the big packed stadium you do, and no one remembers your name, even though you crushed it, So if you're 12 listeners, if one of them hear talk and appreciate what I'm saying and say, oh man, you know what? I know a dude in Grand Junction, Colorado who loves barbecue, and my old college roommate, and I should tell him to go see Dave. And that one person brings two people, and that's 3 tickets I sold.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's it.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
it was
man.
good. It was good to catch up with my buddy Matt and to have a reason to pop on the podcast and promote something and see you, dude.
Yeah, dude. No shit. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. So tell me about it. How'd you get this idea? How'd you figure it out? How big is it? Where are you going? Like all that shit. Because it seems like you couldn't have engineered a better idea, dude.
It's been really interesting, and I'll go through all bolts of it. But what's been really cool is more than anything I've ever done in my career, did the announcement, the flyer announcing the tour, and I've never gotten so much love and feedback as I did for this one post. People were saying congratulations, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the right thing. But done it. I'm just announcing the tour. I go, congratulate me 2 months from now when I get back, and it was like a somewhat success. But I think, I think people just recognize oh, that makes so much sense for Dave. Congrats for having the idea even and for trying to pull it off. But the idea is I've been leaning into this barbecue hobby for the past couple of years. I've just gotten really authentically passionate about really good, low and slow Texas style barbecue. 3 smokers in my front yard, a Santa Maria grill and a regular grill. So I have 5 different pieces of machinery in my front yard that I use to cook on almost a daily basis. And I've built out a barbecue shack, and I have a podcast called Meet Dave, so that when I go on the road, I can meet pit masters who are my heroes and learn from them questions. And it's just been a really cool niche for me that I didn't intend to have. As a 40-year-old single white dude dad comic, you never think you're going to find a niche. It's not something that's specialized by. I intentionally found a niche by just this authentic love I've found for cooking barbecue specifically. Yeah. So I put it on my Instagram all the time. People really respond to it. They love following along with what I'm cooking. They ask me questions. It's been a real connection point with fans. Yeah. So, over quarantine, I leaned into it even harder because I'm home. A lot of other people had the time to start picking it up as a hobby. And I think they see me as a guy who's not an expert where I'm going to look down on, but definitely a guy who could, who's doing a good job at it and will be willing to give them some advice or coach them up a little bit. Go for it. Yeah. So I've really leaned into it and did some streaming from my front yard and doing all kinds of barbecue content. So I've really built a little barbecue fan base. So now with everything, I got vaxxed from coaching water, got vaxxed pretty early in the game. And so I was like, man, I know I'm going to be able to go on the road. I don't have anything right now until August really in the books. So I'm like, what can I do May, June, July? And I go, I should do some sort of a barbecue tour. And this guy invited me to come to Memphis in May, who owns a barbecue restaurant in Memphis. Memphis in May is one of the biggest barbecue festivals in the country. You should come. He's like, you won't regret it. It's an awesome time. And I go, well, maybe I'll try to put some shows together to warrant going and he goes, you can do a show at my barbecue restaurant. Yeah. There's one. And then I called up 1 or 2 buddies that were in nearby cities, and I go, would you guys want me to do a show? That would be awesome. I go, I go, all right, that's a couple. So then I kind of threw it out there on Instagram, and I kind of threw it out there on my podcast. Next thing I know, I got 2 months put together. Yeah. So I'm like, I guess I'm doing a whole tour. So then I got a sponsor, this company, Bear Mountain Barbecue, dropped me a little bit of cash, and they're just super supportive. They're like, hey, we can only really, pledge this much right now because it's so last minute. They're like, but we'll give you our graphic designer. We'll help you promote. We just think it's going to be an awesome thing for you and for the barbecue community and for restaurants. And, there's we see no negatives in this. So they're just having someone in your corner who's you go by and show them stuff. It's been super helpful and encouraging. And that's it, man. I put a tour there. I'm going to go do, and I don't even know if I'm going to have an opener in some of these cities. So what I decided to do was some places I will, maybe I know someone locally, couple of the restaurants that have a pit an apprentice pit master who also is an open mic comic, I'm going to let them open. So there's a couple connections like that. But my plan is to do a headline set, 45 minutes to an hour, feel it out, try some new material, dust off the old stuff that that hasn't been on an album yet, try to evolve it into the new stuff.
Yeah.
And try to put together an hour again, because it's been over a year since I've been doing headline sets. And then the last 20 or 30 minutes of the show is going to be a pitmaster Q&A with me, whoever the owner or pitmaster is of that particular barbecue restaurant, and the audience can be involved. We can do a whole just kind of interactive thing.
That's awesome.
Or we're podcast, And then I'm bringing those two film graduates with me, so we'll be shooting content the whole way. And I hope to get enough good stuff that I can put it together in a doc at the end of it.
Yeah. Are you you say you're doing podcasts at the Q&As or podcasts?
Well, it'll be like a live version of my podcast. So what I'll probably do is rip the audio from every single show episode of my podcast, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good, man. That's so awesome. So where are you hitting? So
the first show from the day I don't know when you post these, but today's Tuesday. And the first show is May 6th. So this Thursday in San Diego. So I'll just go tonight and do the one show. And then Sunday I hit the road for real and head west. And I need to be in Fort Worth, Texas by Wednesday. So then we go from there up to the festival in Memphis. And then we head up to the Northeast from there. And I'm doing Boston. And my wife's going to fly out. And we got to go to a wedding in Pennsylvania. Trying to put together a Pittsburgh or a Cincinnati stop in there somewhere. And then we got to go back down to Ohio, one in Cleveland. And then I got to head down to the Southeast, and I'm doing the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, and then back up the gut to like the Midwest, and then over to Colorado. I got a couple different shows in Colorado lined up, down to Phoenix. And then I triumphantly come back into town on the 3rd of July. I'm going to try to do a show somewhere in Los Angeles as like the Welcome Back to LA show, at the end of the tour on Saturday night, July 3rd, which is perfect.
Yeah.
And ask their barbecue questions and prepare for their 4th of July barbecue the next day.
Dude, that's so dope. That's so dope. I just think your passion on it is so infectious, and you're you might be worried about your set right now, but by the time you get through that, like at the end of that tour, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous, man. Like, I'm happy for you, man. That's incredible.
Thanks. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of parallels. Anytime you do like these like things that have passion, a little bit of artistry, but also a little bit of science to them, comedy and barbecue have a little bit of crossover. And I always feel the same way, where it's like, no matter how confident you are or how ready or how experienced or how like proven you are, you still get a little worried that you're not going to do as good of a job as you can do. And you get up there and muscle memory takes over, and I'll never like bomb a show like that. I could bomb a 5-minute set. I'll never bomb an hour set, because I'll always have time to bring them back or riff or, figure something out, and build rapport with the audience. And it's the same thing on a barbecue, because every time you're like, this might be the one time that it comes out terrible and everyone's got these high. And I'm going to cut into it. It's going to be like National Lampoon's Vacation, where the turkey goes, but every time you cut into it, and, you might be able to know the difference of like, oh man, I forgot a joke, or, oh man, this is a little, I wish I had a little more pull to it. But the people who are over your house having it, they don't know that. They're like, dude, this is fantastic. You did awesome. They don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty nuts, man. I think, plus people are just so amped to get out, and you're going places with, like real people of the world, like that are just like, fuck, they're going to be so excited to have a show and yeah, that's dope, dude. That's dope. I'm so psyched for you. Like, God damn.
I think you're right, man. I think, I noticed that I was lucky enough to get to go tour with Bert during the pandemic and do drive-in movie theaters. Bert Kreischer, people don't know.
Yeah, sure.
And really experience touring during COVID. And then I've done a handful of shows here in LA, and the things I've noticed, man, and I think you'll appreciate this too, especially from running the bar shows and stuff. It's like people were starting to become comedy snobs a little bit, you know? Like there's so much like between podcasting and Netflix and YouTube, like comedy fans think that they're comedy experts, you know? And they're jaded because there's like, well, why do I care about seeing this dude at a bar I've never heard before when I listen to, you know, some famous comic in my ear every day who uploads content constantly. So I just felt like the were a little snobbish with comedy. And I think that all the shows I've done since through the pandemic and recently, crowds are so appreciative. Like they realize that maybe we took live comedy for granted. And, you know, I'll even stumble on a joke where a year ago, a crowd would be like, oh, this guy. Now they're like, hey, man, you can do it, bro. You're doing great. You know, like I really feel the love, man. I think that's going to be something that sticks for a while.
I think the veil of like that it was the idea that we could pretend this was the first time we were saying it every time on stage. Everybody kind of gets that part now. You know, and then the people who still love it, love the art and the live nature of it. Because like, I don't know about you, but like you can see the same joke over and over again. If it's a good joke, you laugh every time. That's how you know it's good. You know, so you're not mad if you're a comedy fan that you've seen the joke before, if you know the person is doing a great job or added a little tag or switched a word here and there. It's like very, It is, I guess, snobbery, but also like there's transparency in it now. They know the trick, so they're even more amazed when you actually pull it off every time, you know?
Well, I think more importantly to the trick is that it's not important that the audience member thinks it's the first time he's heard it or knows it's the first time he's heard it or second or third. It's how the comic delivers it. So as long as the comic like used adding stuff or still passionate about delivering that joke like it's the first time you ever told it, then the joke's going to keep working. But if the comic's tired of telling the joke and the comic is like just going through the motions, it's not going to get a laugh. Because then the audience member who's heard it and the comic, or both of them, are going to be like, all right, man, we're just waiting for you to get through this. We know you're not enjoying it, so we're not enjoying it, you know?
That was that,
just
that
doing it
bar show.
Lazy.
That bar show taught me that quick, dude, because we had so many returning people. And be like, you can't tell that joke the same again, you know? And makes you work.
The weekly show I ran over at Flights, I learned a lot from hosting that show, man. From trying new premises and doing crowd work and just like, even if you know that there's no way you're going to have a good set, just setting the first dude up, you know, there's a lot that I learned from that.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy. I was looking back because, you know, I'm insane and I have all the sets like in a spreadsheet of like all the shows. And you did Comedy Ahoy in 2014. I was like, how long have I known Dave? It's fucking long time, dude. So funny.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to El Segundo in like 2013. That's when I moved into town. So yeah, it's not surprising that it was short after that.
Where were you before that?
Well, so kind of goes hand in hand with the whole thing I'm doing now with this travel trailer and going around the country on this tour. When I lived in Florida, and when I decided to move to LA, my wife and I, a 25-foot travel trailer, we found someone to rent our house. We sold all our shit, and we loaded my kids were 2 and 4 at the time. Wow. We loaded them to the car, and we hit the road, and I booked up 3 months of work. That was the idea, is we were going to like go as a family and travel. And I had a gig every weekend in a city that like I booked it geographically. So we'd make our way all the way across and then end up in LA. Well, we got to LA after 4 months actually, because I made the San Francisco Comedy Festival. So we went 3 months and then I made the finals of that. So that's a month you're in town competing in the San Francisco. So then we rolled into town after 4 months. And my wife was like, I'm not really ready to give this up yet. She's like, we're just getting good at it. I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm like, all right. Dope. So I ended up selling it to Nickelodeon as a web series. And then I booked up road work going back across the country and back. So I double dipped on comedy paychecks and web series paychecks, like documenting where we were going. And when it was all said and done, we ended up traveling and touring in that thing and living in that thing for 18 months, a year and a half. So by then my older son was like 6, I think. And we were like ready to put him in soccer. So we need to get an address and get these kids some roots. So then we
That's cool.
found El Segundo because we were staying at the park down on the beach, Dockweiler, and we fell in love with the little part of town, and we've been here ever since. Same place.
That's cool. That's cool. Those kids, wow, what an upbringing. That's so cool for them, you know?
Yeah, we kept
adventure.
that trailer for years, and every summer I would plan a trip up to Vancouver and back because I used to love headlining that club up in Vancouver, Comedy Mix.
Yeah.
So I would do little one-nighters in like, Seattle or San Francisco or San Jose. So we'd always take a little jaunt up the coast and back every summer. But I ended up selling that trailer a few years back. Wish I had waited till the pandemic to sell it because prices.
Yeah.
And so I just had to buy a new trailer for this trip. And it's much smaller. I needed a big one back then because my family was living in it,
Yeah.
Now it's like a little small one's fine. Just need a place to sleep and cook some food basically.
Dude, you're going to get so much like love. Like you're going to be in driveways and like cul-de-sacs and shit. Like, dude, it's going to be so fun. I'm so psyched for you. I can't wait to like watch it, on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I feel like too, man. Like some of these barbecue restaurants, they can only hold like 30 people.
Yeah.
So I just told them like, hey, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that if you're cool with that. And they're like, yeah, we're cool, man. We just want to do something cool for our patrons and we just have fun, And I'm like, yeah, I'm shooting content. I want to have fun with whoever can be there. And it is what it is. It's more about the experience overall. And in order to be able to do those shows too, where it's not like they're financially, feasible to go and do a bunch of like small restaurants like that. Some of them can hold a lot of people, but not all of them. So I'm going to do a Kickstarter too, simultaneously with the tour. And I already, like a company, Rec Tech, who always supports me, donated a smoker that I can raffle off. And then I have like another restaurant already gave me like a $300 prize pack that could show up at your door if you win that one and all these prizes. And I'm sure I'm just going to add prizes as I go.
Yeah.
So that helps offset the cost of the tour, and also maybe trying to put it together in a doc. But it's a way of doing it without asking for charity. It's like people can win stuff and be a part of it and support it, So I'm trying to get that Kickstarter live any minute now.
Right on. That's dope too. Dude, you're crushing it. Like, what more do you want? Like
I'm trying, Matt. I'm trying.
What
buddy.
what are you doing for the shows? Like for having sound and all that kind of stuff and like that kind of thing.
It up, man. Some of them have music, from time to time. So they have a stage and a sound system and everything.
Yeah.
But other ones are like, they've never hosted a show or knew it to do. So I just went to Guitar Center. That's why I was 2 minutes late. I just went to Guitar Center, bought a portable PA system and stands and, a new mic and bringing it with me, man, throwing it in the back of the car and bringing it. And then I was going to bring a stage, but then I realized I'm just not going to have room for it. So I'm just telling the places that don't have a stage, I'm just going to tell them, save a couple pallets and we'll throw a carpet on it. Like this is going to be
exactly
homegrown, bro,
Dude, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Like, you'll probably, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful time for doing something like that. Like, you don't need, there's no middleman. You didn't have to pitch this. It evolved.
No. Dude, it's A to Z, bro. People pitch it to me because, dude, the fans have been like so awesome. I've connected with so many fans on Instagram that have just like asked me about, cooking barbecue, and I can't wait to try. And like, they really want me to cook for them, but I'm like, I can't pull into town and cook for everybody. I'm not equipped to do that. But we can eat barbecue together and we can talk about it. And maybe if I get there early enough, I could chip in the kitchen. And I am bringing my own rub that I'm going to start selling too. It
nice.
Shows up tomorrow. I have a pallet of Meat Dave all-purpose rub showing up at my house, and I'm bringing that as merch on the road because that was the number one question I got on Instagram is people messaging me and going like, how do I make rub? What kind of rub do you use? And I'm happy to tell you. I'll tell you the recipe. It's not complicated at all. But most people, I think, would rather just buy it, So now when people ask, I could be like, here's the recipe. If you want to buy it, here's a link. Go to DaveWilliamsonComedy.com and it's right there. So, I'm kind of stoked about that to see if people get excited about the rub.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's the whole thing. You find your people. That's it. You just find your people. There's millions, dude. Every town that has a barbecue joint, like, are you doing, what's the name? Smoky Joe's in Idaho Springs, Colorado, by any chance?
No, unless it's on the way, I'll stop and do it.
It's between Denver and Vail on the 70.
Okay. Well, I'm doing Denver. I'm pulling into Denver. I'm doing Rolling Smoke Barbecue, which is in Stanley Marketplace in Aurora, Colorado, which is just outside Denver, on a Thursday at the end of June. And then that Friday, Saturday, I'm still doing the Boulder Comedy Festival.
Nice.
And then I'm going to head over to Grand Junction on Monday. And do Grand Junction on a Monday at Snook's Bottom Barbecue. And by the way, Grand Junction, 2 months away on a Monday, is leading in ticket sales right now. So
that's so dope. That's so dope, man.
Not shit to do in Grand Junction, and they're all dying for a show to come to town. One or the other.
Dude, that's so good. It's so good. I'm psyched for you, man. I think that when you find this kind of stuff, the way you're leaning into it and all that, like putting it together is no joke, man. Producing anything is no joke.
Yeah.
I applaud you doing that, dude. It's gonna flow. I think it's gonna be so fun. Like I literally, as soon as I saw it, I was like, of course. Like you can go anywhere that there's barbecue. Like.
Yeah, and once I prove the concept, and if this tour goes great, like, because there's some markets where I like feel really bad, I'm not going to make it there. Like, I would love to do a certain restaurant, or it's just not legally possible to get there. But I started thinking, I go, man, if this logistically works, I could just tour like every summer, do a barbecue tour. You know, just do it like every time. You know, I just got to prove that it works with this one.
Yeah, you're not going to run out of spots. What's the one you're doing in San Diego? Because I've had some legit barbecue down there.
It's called Cali Barbecue. I think there are other spots called Cali Comfort Barbecue. And the guy's really interesting dude, man. The pitmaster that's going to join me is a guy named Sean Walchef, and he's really actually leaned into, the media component of business and entrepreneurship and everything. And he happens to be a barbecue shop owner and a pitmaster and a competition guy. And so he's got a podcast as well. He's got a barbecue podcast as well called Digital Hospitality. And so he and I are just like, we were just chatting like crazy about the whole combining worlds, where I'm doing comedy and barbecue, and he's doing restaurant ownership and podcasting and barbecue, and he's putting on competitions, and I don't know, we really enjoyed talking to each other.
Nice. Well, that's good, man. I've developed this over COVID in a way to like have, just because I missed the hang, and so like I don't really have a theme or specific questions. It usually just ends up being like shooting the shit, and I like to do it at not like later, so people are a little tired, like a little loopy. You know what I mean? But like I'm so grateful you came on to talk about this tour, but like I didn't have a specific request. I was just like, dude, I'm so excited that he's doing this. If I can put it into anybody's ear, I want to,
Yeah, for sure, man. I know. I appreciate it. And I totally hear what you're saying, man. The comedy at times, it was almost kind of nice having the break, because if we're not forced into a break, we feel guilty. We're going out every night, like being like, I should be working. So having like something force us to take a break, I think to a degree was kind of nice. But the thing that I miss is that, that's when we see and we actually like what we do and love our coworkers. So I really, popping around LA a little bit recently, I've been getting out and trying to do a few shows and see some people. It's been great just having those endorphins of seeing, your friends and, your two or three best friends you might hit up or maybe have even seen a few times, and safe distance and hanging out, whatever. But, there's just no limit to the amount of acquaintances we have in this line of work that we really enjoy seeing. But I wouldn't necessarily call up and be like, I miss you during quarantine, So the podcasting is a great excuse to do that for sure, man. and it keeps you sharp, keeps you talking, keeps you thinking, on premises, and no, it's a no brainer. Like, it's absolutely something that you should be doing. So, and it gives me like I said, an opportunity to promote something I'm doing. And if I've done, like, I went and spoke at the Kiwanis Club here in town today, at their lunch. They had 12 people at lunch, and I was like, can I come speak? Because I just want to throw it out there, man. I just feel like that's the way that you make, connections and stuff happen. If I was sitting here looking at the screen, like trying to learn how to do Facebook promotions, there's no guarantee I'm going to get any of that. But when you talk to someone face to face at the Kiwanis Club and they see you, they see how passionate and how much it means to you, they want to be part of helping that. So, like I said, if one person goes, oh, I know somebody in, Memphis who's going to that festival, I'm going to tell them to go see this dude. And that dude brings 4 people. That's a huge impact.
Yeah. I actually know a lot of Atlanta, Nashville, and North Carolina.
I'm working on shows right now in Nashville, Atlanta, and Charlotte. And I'm doing Greenville, South Carolina, too, and Augusta, Georgia. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do that. Like I said, I put everything in the show notes. So if you have like a little blurb about the show or the tour dates or ticket links, just send me all that shit. I'll put it in the show notes.
Cool.
Because I think this is like the coolest tour I've seen anybody plan. Like, honestly, the most, like, and it's great that it's Meet Dave. Like, I think that's amazing. Just merch. And,
it works on so many levels because, my material is like, I'm a dad. I mean, I do not like dad jokes, like cheesy dad jokes, but I do jokes about being a dad, So puns are total dad jokes. So the fact that it's called Meet Dave, where it's a pun on the word meet, and also that I meet people, or people meet me, it totally works. And then also because my brand has always been like, that I'm a dad and I'm a regular dude and I'm the kind of guy you would drink beers with while watching football. The barbecue just goes hand in hand with it. It's not like I'm like, a ballerina who likes barbecue. It's like, it totally goes in with my essence. And,
it's on brand.
I'm a coach too. I coach water polo. So like that kind of fits into the whole thing too. I'm always doing like, hey, life lessons and hey, come over. I'm going to cook for the team. And it just all my passions kind of work together.
So dope, man. Getting the worlds to collide, man. Just and figuring it out and making it work. I'm psyched for you, dude. I can't wait to watch this all unfold. And it's awesome. It starts on Thursday, right?
2 days from now.
Yeah. Well, I usually release on Friday, but maybe I'll put it out special. And who cares? There's no rules. We don't have managers.
Yeah, no doubt. Put it out, and then if people happen to see it, they see it. To promote it if you want, if that makes sense for your timeline. But at least it's out there for people that are subscribed. It pops up,
Yeah. It's no worries to do that, man. Tell me a little bit before you go. I'm just curious. It looks like it's insanity touring with Bert, but it looks like super fun. Like it looks like he figured out the pandemic. I know there was I know Whitney did a tour in drive-ins, but like early on that he was like, okay, like I was like, that is really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, Bert definitely knew he was the guy going out to prove the concept. He was he came up with, and then he told his people like, book it. Let's try it. So he hit up me and a couple other guys that normally open for him and said, do you guys want to go give this a go? And we're all sitting on our ass at the time. I go, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go. So we drove all the way to Charlotte in the bus. I mean, it was so different because normally we'd hop on a flight, we'd have a few cocktails in the lounge. We'd get there, we'd do 3 or 4 nights in different cities. This was like, we got COVID tested in the front yard, everything we were going to need, put on the bus, because we're not flying back and forth every Thursday and Sunday and meeting the bus somewhere on the road. It's like, we're leaving in the bus, we're going to be gone for a month, and then we'll be back in a month, because we're just going from city to city. And it was great, man. I mean, kudos to Bert, dude. He's definitely a dude. People think he's just like a party guy and whatever, but he is so smart and so brave when it comes to professionals. Yeah. Just trying to reinvent and pivot and just work. He's a workaholic, man. So yeah, he was like, let's try it. And so we did, I think, 4 cities on that first jaunt. Yeah. And then we immediately knew like, oh, this is going to work.
And so once we got those 4 done, he called us people up to book all the drive-ins. So then we went for months, man, just doing drive-ins. And we had our bubble. I brought the smoker with me, and I would cook almost every day.
Yeah.
And we had just leftovers like crazy. And we're just always kind of staying to ourselves, man, and staying safe. And that was really important to Bert and to everyone on the tour, because if we went out there and we're being unsafe and we got COVID, and even if you're being safe, you could still get COVID when those numbers were high, especially, right? So we knew that if we knew that the reaction would be, well, of course you guys did. You're all partying out on the road or whatever. And then the comics who would have wanted to go tour that way. So Bert said, like, hey, you guys, we gotta do our job and have fun, but we gotta make sure that we keep our bubble tight, because we want other comics to be able to benefit and go out and tour this way. And we don't want to ruin it for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
So we did. Cool. Nobody ever got sick. We cross country and back like 3 times. And we really had a blast doing it, man. And, you know, one of the, there was 2 things that were really awesome about it, especially awesome. One was the audience members that came out were just so appreciative. Like I was saying earlier, like we were getting so many messages where people were like, thank you, man. Because this was like in the heart of the stay at home, you know?
Yeah.
So people were like, thank you. Even just to come out, sit in a lawn chair, even if it was not like the greatest acoustics or the greatest like way to hear comedy, they're like just happy to be out. Some think you're not doing well on stage, and you just be like, I'm so glad to be here with you guys. And even if you weren't killing, people are just like, yeah, like they were just so happy you were there, and appreciative that we go out and like give them a reason to go out of their house, you know? And then the other cool thing was all the worked at the theater, and the cops, the rent-a-cops that were like helping people park, all those people were like, Bert, thank you so much, man. I really just appreciate the opportunity to work, because those people didn't want to be on unemployment. Those people wanted to do what they love to do, you know? So many people were appreciative that Bert was willing to tour and give them their jobs for that period of time, you know?
Yeah. I was just saying to my wife tonight, we were watching the news for some stupid reason. I don't like to watch the news, but we were watching the news, and they interviewed this person that was saying, you know, that unemployment numbers and all this stuff. And I was like, man, I don't think most people want to collect unemployment. Like, that's not why they're having trouble filling jobs. It's because those jobs kind of suck, and you probably should pay them more. You know, like, and the business owner was like, well, you know, we would have to pay more and the customers would see that. And it's like, yeah, the customers should probably see it. Like, we probably should have been paying for it. Like, we don't need Walmart, you know?
Well, when was the last time opening acts got a raise in the big scheme of things for comedy, right? It's like been $50 for an MC, $100 for a feature at comedy clubs for like 30 years, man, you know? And so they always say that. They're like, oh, well, if we raise you know, then the prices are going to go up. Well, maybe the prices should go up, man. You know, like maybe comedy's worth more than what you're charging. And, you know, it is what it is. But the reason why they won't is because they don't care about the quality in those spots. They know someone else will do it. Someone else will do it. And then they'll just have the headliner come in and save the show. And then they got to work harder, you know? But, you know,
it's bad for comedy.
It's also motivating not to just get stuck in the same spot and not to be an MC your whole life. It's motivating to work your way up. And I think that's a lot of what you're seeing now too. Like you were just, it's not that people, sure, there's people that are taking unemployment and would rather just be lazy and not go back to work. But I think also this has been a time of reflection for a lot of people where they realize, I don't like that job I was doing. I'm going to lean totally into my passion. I know how to live under these means now. And I'm going to, what better time to like go for it than right now, before like you get stuck back into that same cycle of, you know, doing whatever you hated doing just to make ends meet, you know, put that energy into getting to where you want to go and what you ultimately want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so, man. That's the optimism, you know, with having kids. Like I can't be all cynical about this shit. I got to hope we figure it out, you know, and right the ship, because there's a lot on the line. These kids are getting introduced to a crazy world. I told my daughter the other day, I'm like, I have no idea what you're heading into. Like all the rules are really kind of jacked here, you know, like, obviously the people in charge didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So,
well, how old are your kids?
14 and 10.
Yeah, see right there. My kids are 11 and 13, and yeah, I mean it's the same thing. They did really well with the whole quarantine until like the last few months. I was like, you guys need to remember how to call a friend and meet them at the park. Like this iPad stuff's getting a little too heavy, man. Like get out, go climb a tree, bro. You know?
Yeah, they got to reintegrate just like us. I feel real weird about it. I think it's only a California thing. I'm starting to realize that we're more touchy about it, but like it is weird. Like I still get a little like, I don't know. I'm vaccinated now, so I'm cool with that, but it's like, it's going to be weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a hugger, bro. If I meet you, I'm shaking your hand and I'm bringing you in for the hug, you know. And if I already know you and I haven't seen you in a while, and I come to do Comedy Ahoy and you're there, I'm like, dude, Matt, great to see you, buddy. Right?
Yeah, brother.
Well, I mean, I think now, man, I'm comfortable with the fist bump for a little while, man. Yeah. It's just like that habit's been built, and also, man, like it's been nice not getting sick the past year. Forget about COVID. Yeah. Just like I would get sick all the time because I was always around people and drunk people in your face. Yeah. It's been really nice not being sick at all. Yeah, here, try to keep a little more distance from people when I can.
Yeah, it's good, and getting the kids back to sports and all that stuff. It's a weird reentry. The whole thing is weird, but it's been, like I said, enlightening and inspiring to think that people are pulling out of this and seeing your story and what you're doing is like, fuck yeah, like you're gonna like. Good luck, dude. You're just gonna like ride this, like literally, like and you're already shooting it. You're already gonna have people capturing it. Like it's brilliant, dude. It's brilliant.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna do everything I can to prove you're right.
I know you will, dude. I know. And when I feel like it's safe to do shows again, I'm gonna start doing shows again because I really miss it. But like doing it with a layer of stress on top doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like. Might have to find a good venue or something, but.
Well, you know, man, I think that it's going to be interesting to see how the landscape has changed. I do think that, like I was saying, the audience has changed. I think the comics are going to change too. People aren't going to just take spots for granted. I'm going to go up there and just mail it in. I think people are going to really try to utilize their time and their spots. And you know what? I also think that people will be able to not put so much pressure on themselves to check a box and be like, well, I went out and did a spot tonight and I got to take a picture and post that I went out so people think I'm hustling. I think people would rather just be like, hey, tonight's going to be a night. I stay home and watch Netflix and maybe just write in my notebook a little bit or something, because don't go take that stage time if you're not going to take use of it and bring your A game. You know, it's like, I think we all kind of had to find value and self-worth in not going out and faking the hustle on Instagram. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope that's a change too. And I think it also kind of eliminated a lot of the riffraff. A lot of people who were doing comedy, but it wasn't necessarily their passion or calling in life. They just felt like it was something that they needed to do or should be doing or got caught up in. Yeah. And those people have moved home and maybe it leaves a little bit more breathing room for a less saturated market.
Yeah, man, I got to think it's going to change the landscape drastically. I mean, I think there's definitely people that left. A lot of people left. I think there's going to be fewer spots. And I think there's going to be more, I hope, more attention on the craft, like you said. Mm-hmm. That'd be really useful, you know. The right before the pandemic hit, to be fair, like the Comedy Store, for example, was exploding. Like every single lineup was like, geez, but they were all people. Monsters. That raised the bar across the board, I think. Like that's excellence every night for 6 hours straight. You're like, good Lord. Like that was crazy. Because I mean, you've been to the Comedy Store before that all started. It could be pretty dismal sometimes. Like
brutal. The inmates were running the asylum for a couple of years there. That's why the timing of like me being introduced to the Comedy Store, that's why I never really kind of got into a groove of hanging out there. And I wish I had, if I had known that it was going to find its way back to being like a fun place to hang. But I had already kind of put my eggs in some other baskets and And I just couldn't bring myself to go there because, like you said, like I had young kids at the time, and I'm like, I can't spend 3 hours hanging out somewhere where it doesn't seem appreciated, or nobody's, you know, noticing, or it's just watching people. I was supposed to get up at a certain time, and then I got bumped, and I sat there and watched people shit on that stage time and not do a good job with it or appreciate it. And they're walking the room, and I go, man, this is like a time investment for me. I could be up there like actually working jokes. You're like, you're kicking you're like walking everyone because you get to go up every night. And you don't care. It's not a big deal to you, you know?
Yeah. I think that's what you and I originally, you know, got along so well. Cause like, it's an effort to get out there and do it. This is work, you know, on the craft. I know, like, it's like, yeah, it's a bar show, but it's going to teach me a lot, you know?
Oh, dude. And it's like, you know, it's like I coach to give back to my sport, right? Because my sport helped make me the man I am, gave me the friends I have, gave me the life lessons I have, right?
Yeah.
So comedy is the same way. I mean, comedy's given me so much more than just a career. It's given me my friends. It's given me, you know, lessons and a passionate outlet, you know, a therapy, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So running a bar show is kind of like our way of giving back to comedy, because you're creating a place for comics to come and work stuff out, and for audience members to see the right way it should be done, versus all these like shitty bar shows where now some audience member thinks that that's what comedy is, you know? No, man, it's where an audience member, or where a showrunner like actually has a stage and a working mic and a spotlight and asks people, hey man, could you keep it down so that, you know, just a little bit, you know, like just the minimum in the room, and puts together something that, you know, now you cultivate an audience, so that like 6 months down the road at Comedy Ahoy, you've been doing it. Now there's the regulars, people know what to expect. And now you have, you know, bigger people showing up to do sets because they trust you. I mean, that's valuable, man, you know?
Yeah. It's been amazing. I can't believe how much I miss it. I can't even believe how much I miss it. But not enough to like risk messing with people yet. You know what I mean? Like that's the part when I do talk to comics who are like, dude, I gotta go. I'm like, well, I just approach it different, and that's all good. You know what I mean?
Well, like you said too, man, the rules are going to be a little different. So you could find an outdoor venue, which would have been really taboo like 2 years ago. You know, you could find a place that's high ceilings, a little spaced out, like limit the capacity. Like that stuff's all fine now, you know?
But now it's like people will accept way more, but you'll know, like once you get back into a proper comedy club, you'll be like, yeah, this is better for this perfect, weird little art. This is the best, you know, like those little rooms, but it's like a neat, different thing. And especially like versus Zoom shows, like those are a whole other art in and of themselves, who very few people mastered, you know?
Yeah, I did not enjoy Zoom shows so much, but I definitely figured out how to make them work. And I was doing corporates around Christmas time. I did 2 or 3. My neighbor is a cameraman, so we set up a studio in his garage, and we ran an Ethernet cable into his camera. We got a big screen TV for a garage sale. We used that as a monitor so I could see everybody in the Zoom room, and to do a headline set for like corporate Christmas parties. And whereas I used to have to get on a airplane and fly there and stay in the hotel and, you know, shake hands and put a suit and tie on. Now I was just wearing this shirt going next door to my neighbor's garage. You know, it was a little harder, but once I got through it, I was like, done. Now I'm back home 2 minutes later, move on to the next thing, you know?
Dude, and those are going to continue,
man, because there was a lot of time that we wasted traveling and just trying to like grind, you know, driving to auditions in Hollywood, getting a callback, so you got to spend a second day driving to Hollywood for the callback, and then you don't book it. You know, it's just like waste of time, dude.
Dude, do you think auditions will change forever?
Oh, for sure, man. They'll definitely like keep some version of this, like, Zoom or on tape. And I'm all
you got to get through Zoom.
I feel like telling my agent I'm only going to do on tape auditions. I mean, if I don't book it, I don't book it. There's not as much invested, you know. I did book one commercial during quarantine, which is pretty cool. I got to play myself for Philadelphia cream cheese. It was sweet. They wanted a dad character who was a cheesecake for the first time ever during quarantine, you know, like, oh, and I has time to cook. He's going to try to do a cheesecake. So I was already shooting some footage in my front yard. I was doing a barbecue live stream every day out in the front yard. So we already had all the camera stuff set up. So I told my neighbor JR, hey man, roll this. I want to do an audition. I'm just going to do it out here because it sucks. And I'm not going to book it if I do it in my kitchen. So we did it in front of my barbecue shack out in the front yard. And I told him, hey man, I could cook a cheesecake in my smoker if you guys want. They loved it. So they rewrote the commercial to me baking a cheesecake in my smoker. And then since it was outdoors and not indoors, so there was like, you know, you had to think about light and noise a little bit more. They weren't going to have a production guy. They just mailed me a hard-sided suitcase with all the production gear in it to shoot the commercial myself, with them directing me on Zoom and the wardrobe lady on Zoom and all these people on Zoom, right? So since it was outdoors, I got them to hire my neighbor JR to run production. And then they paid both my kids as extras because my kids were in it too. So we all got paychecks from that one commercial in my front yard in the heart of the stay-at-home order, man.
Making it work, my friend. Making it work like no other.
And then I went on Let's Make a Deal.
I saw
one of my buddies told me he was booking Let's Make a Deal, and I go, he's like, do you want to go on? I go, all right, whatever, I don't know. And I interviewed for it, and then I forgot about it. And like 6 months later, they're like, hey, do you want to come in next week? And I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. All right. So my only goal was I dressed up like a barbecue grill, and my only goal was I wanted to plug my podcast. So I didn't even say I was a comic. They were just like, what do you do? Water polo, and I love barbecue. And he's like, yeah, like it's a hell of a costume. I go, it's more than a costume, Wayne Brady. It's a lifestyle. A Meet Dave podcast. Then Wade Brady kept plugging my podcast for me. I go, this is great sound bites. And then I ended up winning a big screen TV and a whole office suite.
Fuck yeah, dude. You're like, let's keep this rolling.
Oh man. That's the coach mentality in me, man. It's like, where's the pivot? How do you keep working? How do you adjust to the circumstance? Halftime adjustments. All right. Game's not going how we expected. But you know what? This is when our team can shine, you know? All the noise has been eliminated on Instagram. How do we get busy? How do we make noise? How do we win this game, man?
It's so awesome, dude. They're lucky to have you, man. Lucky to have you. Right on, brother. Well, listen, man, I'm going to let you get back to it. I know I got to get to the kids. And
yeah, man, I'm ready to crash.
I will put this out early to celebrate the Meet Dave tour for the subscribers. So just send me, whatever info you want to plug, and I'll link to your show dates and all the websites and all that kind of stuff and get this out there. But hopefully
we'll do, man.
Work out.
And just to make it easy on the people who are listening so they don't have to go and look it up, my Instagram is @DaveW_Comedy. And website, you can have DaveWilliamson.com or DaveWilliamsonComedy.com. Both will get you to the same spot. They have all-purpose rub for sale on there already. You can hit pre-order, and I'm going to start mailing them out in the next few days. And then my tour dates are up there. Already up on the site is Phoenix, Grand Junction, Denver, Memphis, Boston, Cleveland. I got Atlanta, Augusta, Birmingham, Charlotte coming up soon. And probably about 5 or 6 cities, Bakersfield, San Diego, and I'm going to be adding a on July 3rd if everything goes well. So even if you don't live in one of those cities, if you know someone who does, please tell them to come out and check some comedy and talk some barbecue. Even if they don't like barbecue, I think it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, Dave. Good luck to you. Have a good time. I'll see you on the other side, man. Let's catch up afterwards. I want to hear all about it, my friend.
Sounds good, Matt. I miss you, buddy. I can't wait to see you.
I know, man. Be well. Talk to you soon, Dave.
Said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made